He kōna I purangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
It's a story about rugby, about some of the best players the game has ever seen.
Wide to Lamu, he's got the bounce, he's handed it off his opposite. Lamu!
But it's also a story about fairness.
Oh, it's not a fair game now because it's obvious. Certainly the island nations haven't got enough money.
Sometimes they have to choose between representing their country or not being paid.
And power.
One of the things that's come up while we've been making this series is how power works at World Rugby.
You want me off the line on that?
It's about race.
I could remember being told to piss off back to the islands, you coconut.
The powers that be decided there was no place for Pacifica in Super Rugby, which at the time, for me and a number of others, was absolutely galling.
There is a real interest of protecting privilege and being able to continue to dominate the game. And all of that is undergirded by histories of racism.
I'm James Nokise.
And I'm John Daniel. Join us as we talk to players and former players, coaches and officials, politicians, academics and journalists across the Pacific, from Auckland to Fiji, Samoa and Tonga.
We dig into the history of Pacific Island rugby, which has given so much to the game and got so little back.
As soon as I played for Samoa, doors closed here in New Zealand for me. Like overnight, I was getting overlooked for teams.
We've got the Moana Pacifica team for the men's. Would you like to see a Pacific team for the women's as well?
Yes, that would be so good if we have a Moana Pacifica team. Just imagine if we did, eh?
If you have a game where the rules favour one set of teams over another, one set of countries over another, is that game fair?
Well, what we're trying to do is sort of, within World Rugby, is close that gap and give as many opportunities as we can to the Pacific Islands, and I think that's what we've done.
You could only imagine what these teams would be like if we had the same resources as the Tier 1 nations.
This is Fair Game, Pacific Rugby Against the World, made with the support of New Zealand On Air, on Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, the Pacific Media Network, and at rnz.co.nz.
Game time, let's go!